no matter how good you are or at what kind of level, even though you are there, there's still rooms for improvement somewhere, one way or the other.
Mhm. Yeah, bodybuilding is like a process. And once you understand the process, then you trust it. And then it takes time. Like, you have to hit that muscle maturity. Sometimes growth and size is very important. And you were doing figure wisdom with physique. And you mentioned about your team. Who's your coach and how long y'all been together?
Okay, I have three coaches, and they specialize in each thing. Uh, uh, my prep coach is Terence Teo. He's from Malaysia, the first Olympian Malaysia and IFBB Pro, and he is my prep coach, and I have a posing coach, which I also look up to her, Christina Mandazzo. Yeah, she's in the bodybuilding.
Oh,
Yes, and then I have my yoga coach uh, from Brazil. Yeah, that keeps my daily well-being. Yeah, that is very important. So I think in any kind of sports, not just bodybuilding, you have to keep uh, health in all aspects, from diets to mental to physically, yeah, everything. So it's not just bodybuilding itself. Yeah.
wow. Well, shout out to your coach, Terrence. Also, Christina Mendoza. I mean, she is a top. She's an Olympian, two-time Olympian. She only did one because she dropped out of one because of medical, of kind of medical issues, or something like that. Great poser because I know she's working with Chelsea Dion, a couple other competitors. I interviewed also a few. I interviewed quite a few ladies to work with her because she's a good posing coach, and that's good to have that relationship with a coach, and they understand the aspects of how your body grows and develop, and to find the things that help you in your process as a bodybuilder. Now, you know, as a bodybuilder, especially as a woman, do you often have to deal with people's attitudes about you, especially you being from Singapore, you being a woman with muscles? How do you handle like people making comments like, "Oh, she's
Uh,
trying to be manly," or "Yeah, yeah, yeah." As I call them, the haters.
yeah. Yeah. I get that quite a lot. Even though in Singapore we are again, I have to stress that we are very outfront in culture, but still we are from Chinese, so the mentality is still a little bit conventional, so traditional, I would say. So I get that a lot. That uh, as a woman, why are you building yourself like that? Muscles, especially when I switch from figure to women's physique, that you need more mass and more definitions, and yeah, there will be viewers, that there will be viewings, there will be judging, and then some will judge, and some will appreciate. Of course, there are people who appreciate and understand. Uh, I think mostly are the men who will, they can understand, because it's a man's thing, it's a man's sport. Uh, well, ladies, quite. I mean, if they are in the sports industry, they will know. Some they will think that why do you want to build this kind of muscle? So what are you going to do next? In future, if you're not doing bodybuilding, what will happen to you? That kind of questions popping out, and well, I think these are just I wouldn't say they are naysayers, but these are just their point of views. So if I have decided to go into bodybuilding, it's just like if you decided to swim, you swim all your life. That's it. If you decided to do something, you do it all the way to your life. I mean, even if I do not compete, I still have to work out, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't understand why they have that kind of thoughts, and because I live in Taiwan. In Taiwan also, a lot of people will be looking at you, staring at you, So I don't really go out to the public. I spend most of the time in the gym with the uh, same group of people. Uh, I don't really go out to the public. If I'm in the public, probably I'll cover myself up. And of course, there's one thing that is quite sad is when I visit the washroom or toilets, I have to be very discreet or careful or make sure that they understand that I'm a lady. I'm going to the lady washroom.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that sometimes, yeah, it's so easy to, especially some women, how they look or how they build. It's that always a question: are you a man? Are you trans? Like that. But you are a woman, and you love this sport, and you have passion for it. And like like other guys say, like this, you have a beautiful body. Yeah, I mean, you should put that in your thing in your because that is you wow because as I just like I said again, I just think women who are I like I said I'm from the South, and all women are supposed to be more feminine, a little bit more softer. But I find some about y'all women with muscle very appealing. It's something different from the norm, and I understand that some people may not like it because it's something that they not feel about, especially men. I think it makes men uncomfortable. But as long as you like you and you like how to build your body, it shouldn't matter what
Mhm.
anybody thinks. And like I said, you don't have to toughen yourself up. Just live for yourself and only for you. As long as your family and friends support you, that's good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning throughout all these years. I'm learning because as every year we grow, we change. Physically, you change. So, uh, all the judgings, all the viewings is also changing. So I'm learning in a way so that this is also a good life learning experience to me. Learning not to be influenced by what others is thinking or saying. I mean, if this is your dreams, any kind of dreams in bodybuilding or any kind of sports, you just have to go with it. I'm sure the ladies, the women in the footballs teams, they also have that kind of similar experience. The volleyball players, the basketball players, I'm sure they have that kind of similar experience. So uh, yeah, I'm learning to ignore this, but of course I have to be very discreet. Not to uh, to understand how they feel also. So, like I said, if I'm in the washroom, I'll make sure that they see my sports bra before I go in. Yeah, discreetly, that kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the quote a movie I love is the from the Batman trilogy from the movie Batman Begins when Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul tells Bruce Wayne, "Beware of surroundings at all time." And that's thing. Be aware of where you're at. And just like I said, as long as you know who you are, it shouldn't matter so much of what people think who you are. So now you made your pro debut. Now you got that out of the way. What is the
Mhm.
plan for the rest of this year?
Okay. For this year, usually uh, we we are very quiet about our plans. We don't announce it until uh, it's more formalized. More firm. The plan is to hit another. Should be to hit another Master Pro shows, and of course, my dream is to compete in the Open. Yeah, I've always wanted to compete in the Open to see where I am is to also to challenge myself. Yeah, I like to keep myself in constant stress, but a healthy stress. Whether it's in mind, body, so that you won't be so complacent in a way. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
good to keep a constant healthy stress. Yeah, in life. In fact.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I expect to keep your plans close to your chest, as we say in America. Keep it under cover, just so when you're ready, that's good. And yeah, it's everybody has their process that helps them in the sport of bodybuilding. Is your training regimen, the diet, what's involved in it. And most people who don't know about bodybuilder, all they know about is that you get these big muscles and you're taking drugs and steroids and like that. But there's more to it. You have to be
Yeah.
consistent, follow a diet, have a plan, work out and
Mhm.
training. It's like what's when you're training, what are your favorite workouts? And what's those workouts says, I don't want to do it. It hurts.
Okay, I'm human after all, so there are, you know, parts that I don't like to train, but it's a good thing because you're forced to do it. I won't say forced. You will say you're forced to learn to accept it, and when you accept it, you will able to do it with pleasure, with interest. That is a good thing about bodybuilding because if you do not do it, you will know and you will be able to see your lacking parts and you have no choice but to love it and to do it. So I don't have for now. I do not have parts that do I do not like to train. In fact, there's only one part that I don't really like to train is my biceps. But other than that, I am enjoying. I'm trying to. In fact, last time when I was in the figure, I do not train much of the legs, you know. But as I grow, I learn to appreciate and learn to like it, and this is how bodybuilding is you know you have to look at the physique at all parts, up to your forearms, your grips, everything. How strong is your grips? It will affect how you are going to grow in your strength and your muscles. So all these are the little things that helps me to grow, and I learn to accept. And it is also from here that I learn about my body. I learn every single parts of my body, from the fingers to the toes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you ask me, I do not have favorite or non-favorite parts because every parts of me is important.
Well, most people have their favorites. Some people might not. It's just, especially when you're growing your body. You don't like biceps, but that's important. You need that biceps because you need that nice full. Especially you do a front double. You want that nice peak. You want that good size. It takes time, and you know what? It's good to work on your strength as much as you work on your weaknesses. I
Yeah.
mean, just to be the overall athlete, and like with your life and career, especially your English is pretty good. When did you learn English?
Ah, since young, because in Singapore, English is our national language, so it's something that we have learned. Yeah, and Mandarin is as a second language during my generation. So, but right now, English and Mandarin are on par. We have to be bilingual in that sense. Yeah.
Just like it's what is the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese? Because that's like two different languages in China.
Yeah, Cantonese is one of the language in Chinese. Because Chinese, there is a lot of dialects, meaning you have Cantonese, you have Hokkiens, you have Teochews, different kind of languages. But those languages are not national language. So they are different ethnic groups, language of different ethnic groups. So the overall is still Mandarin Chinese for China side. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I just got a little education, folks. It's good. That's why I love these international interviews. I get to learn something. So yeah. But yeah, bodybuilding's a lot, and being a fan of it, I really respect the ladies who have come in the sport, like people mentioned earlier, Iris, who's a top competitor. Right now this weekend, I think we have some Olympic competitors competing. A couple of ladies I interviewed who are competing in Pittsburgh Pro. That's Barbara Majan and Natalie Warrior Wolf. One lady who I'm a fan of, and I think she really came along and she changed the sport of bodybuilding, and that is Andrea Shaw. Oh my God. I think she's so amazing. I'm a fan of hers. I love her. She
Mhm.
just really changed women's bodybuilding. Is there somebody that you respect as a competitor in this sport?
Yes, I respect all athletes. Whether regardless of their background, regardless of what they do, because when you are in the sports or in this ring, we only speak one language. Yeah, we only know a few of the terms, and this is all mind-like people around. So yeah, I don't have any issues with that. Of their races, things like that. It's it's not something that is easy because everybody's ability is different.
Yeah, I know everybody's different. We have, like I said, we have a lot growing number of Asian competitors, another growing number of women from the Middle East, even. My people, my people, we are in bodybuilding, like there's a lot of us. I think it cross cultures. I won't say race because we're all humans. We're humans. We're the same race. We're human beings. It calls ethnic backgrounds and lifestyles. I mean, bodybuilding is a worldwide sport. You know, uh, just amazing people who have been in sport. Like when you think about bodybuilding, especially for those people outside the sport don't really follow it well. You think about two people: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, the Incredible Hulk, and the Terminator. But there are so many more. I wish most people don't know these people, but that's why I do these interviews and reach out to people because I want people to learn. Because it's just not just about lifting weights and dieting and eating and this and that. It's so much
Yeah,
more to the sport. Like
yeah.
like what like especially this is something question to ask you ladies. It's because I'm a fat dude and I like food. Tell me, tell me, Carol, what was that thing, especially after the show? You've been on prep, you've been tired, you've been hungry. What was that thing you got the chance to eat that you wanted to eat, especially been on prep for so long?
Um, Honestly, these few years I wasn't that craving. Yeah, maybe because I'm able to learn to subside or control. But before that, especially during the prep period, I would, steal a piece of chocolate. Okay, if my coach hear this, he's going to kill me. Piece of chocolate, or uh, just a small little scoop of peanut butters, that kind of things. Or I will switch the chicken breast to, you know, a bit of the grilled chicken breast, grilled instead of, pure white chicken breast. But during as like I said, as we grow, we know how to control all this. We know what is prioritized. We know what needs to be done, and we don't have that kind of craving anymore. I honestly, I myself do not have that kind of craving anymore. And even after preps, I will still, I will get a few of my favorite food in, but I will not, you know, go straight into it. I will still slowly replace one or two meals with, my favorite like pizzas, burgers, things like that. But I don't eat like before. Like I was as if I'm a kid. I don't even eat ice cream, that kind of things.
Yeah,
So
because those things can kind of hurt you in your process. And it's good. We were telling them anything about the coach about the chocolate thing. How if he's hearing it, say, "Coach, hey, it was just one time. Okay, just chill, brother, chill." She just wanted that one little piece of just a little sliver of chocolate, a little gumdrop of a little thumb head of peanut butter. Come on, I know, but you know what? It's good that you find the things that help you in your process, especially
yeah.
as a bodybuilder. Hey, we got my man coming through. It's my man, Wandering Ways of KL. He says, "Hey, brother." Also, my brother here. Shout out to our man Lawrence Perkins says, "Good afternoon, Carol, George, and KL. I appreciate that, brother." And also, wait a minute, she just went out. You still there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's give her a moment. She is some technical difficulties, folks. Also, we got here from a man KL says, "Is Carol from Hong Kong or Singapore?" Well, she's from Singapore, but right now she's in the States. She's in California, and she's on vacation. So. So, and one thing about, especially for y'all women, and I talk about this a lot, it's more expensive for y'all ladies to compete compared to the men. Now, the guys, they have their expenses, but how I say, all they gotta do is wear the little posing suits and a pair of shorts. For y'all ladies, you have to get your hair done, your
Yeah,
makeup done.
yeah.
I mean, the cost of show when you get ready for the shows. That's expense that I think is tougher on women compared to men, because the guys can get a good check of change or make some money from bodybuilding, but it's not you know as lucrative for y'all women.
Mhm. Yes, I heard that a lot before that. Bodybuilding is an expensive sport, dieting, things like that. But come to think of it, I still have to eat, So it's just a matter of I'm eating slightly more. But whatever I eat is still very economic, cost effective. Like chicken breast, fish, how rice. I eat all those things every day, so it's just a regular thing. And yes, the if you are competing overseas, you need to plan properly. You know, your etiquettes, your accommodations, things like that. And of course, the further you travel, the more expensive it's going to be. And this is no doubt. So it is something that you need to plan or save if you have this kind of dreams. And makeups, photography, tanning, but all these are unavoidable. It's the same for the men. The suits will be much more expensive compared to the men. The men only have one piece, and they can use it every year. But the ladies, of course, they can use it every year. It depends on how good you want it to look. But my suit lady, she's a very nice lady she's from LA as well, and flexible contour, and she's able to trade our old suits with new suits, exchanging all this. So this is also kind of sustainable. Yeah, it's a good idea from her. It's very sustainable. So there is still a little bit of spending here, but she's able to help you, get your old suits out and then get your new suits in, exchange and pay for the differences, things like that, which I think is a very good uh, recycling, environmental friendly kind of ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. If you get good suit designer that helps, because you want to have that presentation. You want to have a nice suit.
Yeah.
Some ladies they wear the same suit for maybe a couple of years or so, but then you have to get another. And so again, those suits are expensive. And yes, you have to really, when you get to bodybuilding, you have to sit down and plan, have a financial plan, like because you have to go to shows, especially you're in Singapore. You have to go to other countries where there's not that many opportunities for you to compete in your home country, and also the just everything that's involved with it, and also sponsorship does help. So,
Mhm.
are you a sponsored athlete, or everything is on you on your own?
I'm not a full time bodybuilder, so I do not have sponsorships. I help myself with all the spendings. Of course, my full time jobs helps all this. So this is something that I am doing on my account, and it's a hobby. Yeah, it's a
Mm,
hobby.
yeah. And your job, where's it again, and what's it about? What do you do for a living?
Okay, it's not related to bodybuilding. Nothing related. Uh, uh, I'm a retail consultant, a private retail consultant, private consultant for retail brands. So I do a lot of project management. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and all this traveling allows me to be able to work online I'm very blessed and fortunate on that. So I have nothing to complain. And he also helps me with ongoing with my hobby on this bodybuilding hobbies. Yeah.
Yeah, bodybuilding is a hobby. It's not a sport we can make a living unless you're the lucky few, like you're Samson Dua or you're Derek Lungford or you're some of the top Olympians. You can make a living from it. But generally, the most everyday competitor, it's not a lot of money in it. And if you got a good job that helps you pay for that, that's great. I wish, as a person who's a fan of the sport, I wish there was more opportunity financially, especially for y'all women, to
Mhm.
make a living out of it. Here we got here my man, shout out to man Davis Adams coming through. He says, "Hello, people. Hello, brother. How you doing?" And yeah, and I think for any of y'all ladies who get into sport, I really respect your passion because, said again, this is a tough sport. This is a sport that can be physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially draining. It takes a lot of energy to do what you do, rest, recovery, working out every day, and I mean, most people wouldn't be able to do what y'all do.
Mhm. Um, I, 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 I have a slightly different, I would say, look on this. If I once heard a old time bodybuilder, Lee Priest, yeah, he said something like, if you're doing this every day, you know, even during the off season, during the prep, it shouldn't be a problem. So it won't even be a problem after the preps because this is your everyday thing. It's just like